Finally, The Rock has come back to sell movies. Alright guys, Tom here, and welcome to a new video. I said I was going to do it. I said I was going to basically review, I forgot what I was going to do then. I'm going to review this week's Raw. So it was the 25th of March 2013 Monday Night Raw, and to be honest, it ended pretty epically. At points it was kind of meh, it was kind of not great. At points, to be honest, it started off well and then went downhill, and then at the end it finished on pretty awesome epic ending. So basically, what did we learn from tonight's Raw? So basically, last night's Raw featured a Q&A, question and answer session, featuring the WWE Champion, The Rock, and the challenger of The Rock's WWE Championship at WrestleMania 29, which is literally, I think it's 11 days away now. They were taking questions from a panel of WWE legends, including Bret the Hitman Hart, Dusty Rhodes, Booker T, and Mick Foley, which ended with Rock giving Cena a pretty average rock bottom. In addition, CM Punk also gave an awesome promo at the start of Monday Night Raw, and then he was later attacked by the Phenom, The Undertaker, which, to be honest, it was slightly botched a little bit. It kind of, basically, Undertaker missed the first punch, but I'm going to go over that slowly in this review, basically. Big Show will officially team with Randy Orton and Sheamus, like I predicted before Monday Night Raw. They will basically, Randy Orton, Sheamus, and Big Show will go 3-on-3 with The Shield at WrestleMania 29, and Triple H cut a very short promo regarding his upcoming match with Brock Lesnar. So basically, here is everything that happened on Monday Night Raw. The first thing, CM Punk started Monday Night Raw just basically giving an awesome promo. Paul Heyman was out as well. I kind of like how Paul Heyman's in with Brock Lesnar and CM Punk, which kind of makes me believe that these two might have something together in the future, because CM Punk always did say that he really liked Brock Lesnar and he was a Paul Heyman guy. So it would be cool to get these. It's beside the point, but I like how they're using Paul Heyman in both storylines for this. Whether Paul Heyman will come out for both of them, both of the matches at WrestleMania 29, is another question that will be interesting. But basically, CM Punk gave a great promo with the urn, basically mocking Undertaker and saying how the urn meant everything to Undertaker and meant nothing to CM Punk, and he dropped the urn on purpose, which was quite funny. He's basically mocking the urn and Paul Bearer and everything like that, and basically CM Punk was just slicing Undertaker, building up a little bit of heat towards Undertaker. It's kind of getting behind the crowd. It's not getting behind the crowd as much as I think it possibly would be, but I like how they're using Paul Bearer in this promo. It's worked really well. Sadly that he did die, but it's working very well for the WWE. I don't think it'll be half as good as a match than without Paul Bearer's death. I think it's worked really well. Sadly, he did die, but it's worked really well. Undertaker, it was obvious that Undertaker was going to come out. Even CM Punk was like, I'm just waiting for the dong. And then the dong went. Undertaker basically appeared in the middle of the ring. He missed the first punch, which was kind of awkward. I'm not sure if anybody else saw that. Please post in the comments if you did actually notice him miss the punch. Undertaker missed a punch and then basically just started beating up CM Punk. CM Punk was tossed out the ring. The urn fell on the floor outside of the ring. Paul Heyman run up. He was like panting because he's such a fat walrus. He was panting out of his mind. He ran up the ramp with the urn, and then CM Punk slowly trotted up to the ramp, and you just saw Paul Heyman and CM Punk at the top of the ramp mocking Undertaker with the urn. And that was basically the end of the promo. So basically then what we got was a promo to basically advertise Fandango's first ever match on WWE. We saw him in action on SmackDown, where he gave that. He's actually got a decent finisher where he jumps off the top rope. It's kind of like a leg drop from the top rope. He's pretty good. He's actually a pretty decent wrestler, even though they've made out that he's kind of a dancer and everything. He's not too bad, actually. So basically, I keep saying basically, Fandango came out. I think he started talking or dancing or something, and then Chris Jericho's music came. Oh, he was saying "Fang, dong, break the walls down, come on, break the walls." And then Jericho ran down to the ring, and they kind of had a bit of fisticuffs. And then I think Fandango run away like a little girl, and then Dolph Ziggler came out. So Dolph Ziggler and Chris Jericho's match was pushed forward to that point. So the first match of the night was Chris Jericho versus Dolph Ziggler, and it was probably the best match of the night. These guys put on a really, really good match. Dolph Ziggler's awesome, we know this. Chris Jericho is awesome. 8 out of 10 for this match. It was pretty good. 8.5 out of 10 I'll give it, actually. Chris Jericho tried to give Dolph Ziggler Walls of Jericho once, and then the second time he managed to make Dolph Ziggler tap out. But after the match, of course, Big E Langston's going to get involved and lays Jericho out with his pretty decent finisher. I don't know what the name of that finisher is. I don't think they've given it a name in WWE officially. I'm not sure what it's called in NXT, but it's a decent finisher. Of course, Big E Langston lays Jericho out flat on the mat, and guess what? Predictable as ever, Fandango comes out and gives this flying lead drop yet again to Jericho, and then later on in the night we officially get that match, which I predicted. I think I predicted it on my Raw preview show, that this match will take place at WrestleMania 29. It was predicted that we might get a dance-off between these two at WrestleMania 29, because Fandango is, basically his character is a dancer, and Jericho's on a dance program on the USA channel, I believe, the USA Network, so I thought it was going to be a dance-off, but it's actually a full-on match, which should be interesting. Hopefully Fandango needs a push, and who else better than Jericho, who can literally push anybody. He's been a heel and a face in the WWE, so it's a perfect person to use to basically give Fandango a push in the WWE at WrestleMania, the grandest stage of them all. The next match was Mark Henry defeating Jimmy and Jey Uso. Basically a bit of a squash match. I did a video yesterday about how Mark Henry could possibly be injured, so he might not be taking on Ryback at WrestleMania 29, but Jimmy and Jey Uso did put on a decent match. I'd give this match a 7 out of 10, but once again, Mark Henry is just going to defeat these two without anything, just going to squash them out like flies, like they don't even mean anything. I think he tossed one of them out the ring and then just gave a world's strongest slam to one of them, pin them 1, 2, 3, and then just beat them up after the match. The next thing that happened was a United States Championship match, a champion versus champion match, which I thought was probably the best match of the night. It did kind of drag on for a bit though. It was Antonio Cesaro versus the Mexican aristocrat Alberto Del Rio. Now I'm going to count this match. It's not really ending properly because Jack Swagger came out from down the ramp and attacked Ricardo Rodriguez. First he smashed him into the steel steps and then started beating him up on his ankle, and then Alberto Del Rio obviously could see this from the ring, got out of the ring and started beating up Jack Swagger backstage near the computer area where they have like all the computers and stuff and like the camera work and stuff like that. And then Alberto Del Rio did one of the best kicks I've ever seen to the side of the head of Jack Swagger. Basically Alberto Del Rio got counted out and Cesaro won. So for a champion versus champion match, it was kind of poor, because champion versus champion match, you expect something decent, but it didn't really matter at all because Jack Swagger was going to come out anyway. So Ricardo Rodriguez is injured. I like how using the manager of Ricardo Rodriguez to basically build up the feud. I like to see something where Alberto Del Rio gets back at Zeb Coulter possibly, but even though he's a face, it's not really something he'd do. So that could be interesting. But after they beat up and Alberto Del Rio got counted out, Del Rio went back to Antonio Cesaro as he was basically saying, "Yay, I won," but he didn't really do anything, did he? So Alberto Del Rio gave him a cross-arm breaker, an armbar, and the stupid thing is Michael Cole was like, and Alberto Del Rio taking his anger out on Antonio Cesaro and didn't really care. But on SmackDown, he was having a right go at Mark Henry for taking his anger out on whoever he just defeated. And earlier tonight on the Jimmy and Jey Uso match, he was like, "Oh, this is just unfair." But yeah, we've got Antonio Cesaro beating up Alberto Del Rio beating up Antonio Cesaro, and he doesn't even care. So that was kind of stupid. The next match was the tag team champions Kane and Daniel Bryan defeating Darren Young and Titus O'Neil via pinfall. I really wish they'd give Darren Young and Titus O'Neil a push, because near Raw 1000, I really thought these guys would be in line for a tag team championship, but they're not. They're really just being used as a squash. I mean, last week, they were just using a mockery against John Cena, and they had this stupid hair and stuff. I really didn't get that, and I thought they might be carrying on that character of him having this stupid afro or something, but they completely got rid of that. I don't really understand what they were doing with him last week. I think it was Titus O'Neil, so that was stupid. I didn't really watch this match until the end when AJ, Big E Langston and Dolph Ziggler came out, and Daniel Bryan gave a punt to the head of, I believe it was Darren Young. It was Titus O'Neil. And then in the ring, Darren Young and Kane just gave him a chokeslam. 1, 2, 3. And they just gave a stare down from AJ, Big E Langston, and Dolph Ziggler. Okay match, not the greatest. kind of going off Kane and Daniel Bryan at the moment. I'll give that match a 6 out of 10. The next match was The Miz defeating the Intercontinental Champion Wade Barrett via submission using Ric Flair's move, basically the figure 4. Yay, very boring. I think they've done too much with these guys, Wade Barrett and The Miz. I'll be pissed off if they're going to put these guys in a WrestleMania 29 match, since we've seen them go head-to-head ridiculous amount of times. But I've missed something. Triple H gave a short promo about basically bigging himself up for Brock Lesnar and saying, if Brock Lesnar thinks he's going to defeat me at WrestleMania 29, he can think about something else. To be honest, Triple H is definitely going to win at WrestleMania 29. I don't know why he'd come out of retirement to lose in a retirement match. That'd just be stupid. But after Triple H had finished his promo, the music came on, and Wade Barrett's music came on straight away. Since Wade Barrett came down the ring to the ring for his match, Triple H gave him a low blow. So going on to the Miz and Wade Barrett match, Miz won via a figure 4. Not a very good match at all. Very boring, stale, awful match. 5 out of 10. Meaningless as well. I'll be pissed off if they get these guys to go in a match, because it's just boring. But the next match was Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins versus the Great Khali, Justin Gabriel and Zack Ryder via pinfall. Another pointless match, really. Just building up a bit of heat for the Shield. Basically, the Great Khali, Justin Gabriel and Zack Ryder just got put together, completely pointless. But the most important thing about this match was, as soon as the Shield won, Randy Orton and Sheamus came down to the ramp and were just about to attack the Shield. It was 2-on-3, and then the Big Show came from behind the announcers table where Michael Cole and Jerry the King Lawler announced and commentate, and it was 3-on-3. So we basically had we're just about to get a brawl, and then the Shield scampered away as usual. So we didn't get that. So I thought that they'd finally break their mold and finally have a beatdown, like I said in my prediction video, but they didn't, which is sad. So hopefully we'll get that on SmackDown or possibly Raw heading into WrestleMania 29. We might not even get a beatdown before WrestleMania 29, obviously to build up the tension. The next match was Damian Sandow and Cody Rhodes defeating Brodus Clay and Sweet Tea. And Cody Rhodes gave a disaster kick. They're keeping up the feud between the Bella Twins and Cameron and Naomi. It'll be interesting to see if these guys go one-on-one at WrestleMania 29. Not very interested in this match at all. I said in my Raw prediction show. For this match, I'd probably give it a 5 out of 10. Absolutely boring. Cameron and Naomi started a fight on the Bella Twins as hard as ever. And it was very boring, so I'm just going to... That was an awful match. The next match was Ryback defeating Heath Slater, Drew McIntyre and Jinder Mahal. Interesting fact, Heath Slater he's got the worst win-loss ratio in the WWE for 2013. These guys, Heath Slater, Drew McIntyre and Jinder Mahal, really need to break up. Jinder Mahal's an awful fighter. Drew McIntyre and Heath Slater, they're okay. But basically, Ryback is obviously going to win. For that match, I'd give that match a 7 out of 10. I think 3MB did give a decent shot at Ryback, but in the end, Ryback's always going to win. It was predictable as hell. But I did say that I thought this Raw was going to be a lot of talking, not a lot of fighting. But it actually was not a lot of talking whatsoever. So that was okay. And then the last match was AJ Lee defeating the Divas champion Caitlyn. The interesting thing about this was Caitlyn was basically having a go at Kane and Daniel Bryan backstage, and how they were basically couldn't forget about AJ for whatever reasons, how they still fancy her. And AJ was listening to how Caitlyn was slating AJ backstage. Caitlyn was just about to call her a conniving bitch. And then AJ started a fight on her backstage. We got this match announced by Michael Cole, I believe it was. So we got AJ versus Caitlyn. AJ was just about to get speared by Caitlyn, and AJ tossed Caitlyn into the barricade. So AJ ran back in the ring, and Caitlyn got counted out for the second count-out match of the night. Decent match. It was very short, but a pretty good match. So it does look like we're getting these two to face off at WrestleMania 29. And then we got the question and answers from The Rock and John Cena. It was pretty good. John Cena looked pretty emotional, to be honest. And I absolutely hate The Rock, how he ruined CM Punk's 434-day reign for a stupid movie advertisement. I just hate it, and I hate him so much. He's not funny. He's a cunt. He's actually a cunt. I hate him so much. It just makes me want to kill myself. He's so annoying. He's not funny at all. And I hate how the WWE fans just love him. He's a dick. Sorry. I want Cena to win so much at WrestleMania 29. Basically, at the end, Cena went right up to Rock's face when "you can see me" with his hand. And Cena was just about to give him a nephew. The Rock bottomed him. How boring. The Rock is boring. He can't wrestle. I hated it how before, when they were building up the CM Punk and Rock match, The Rock was like, CM Punk, I worked my ass off, and you didn't do anything to get into this business. The Rock basically got a trial handed to his plate because his dad was a wrestler. CM Punk worked 9 years of his life to work up to WWE, and The Rock just gets it handed on their plate. He's an absolute shite wrestler. He's not electrifying whatsoever. Sorry for that rant. I might do another rant video later. So yeah, basically for that, I'd probably give that a 9 out of 10. That promo it was actually pretty good, but it dragged for 25 minutes. It was absolutely ridiculous, which is longer than any of the matches in the whole of Monday Night Raw. So for that segment, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. So for the whole of the Raw, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. I would have liked to see Undertaker and CM Punk's feud build a little bit more than the Cena match, because I think I'd rather see rather see Undertaker and CM Punk feud. So hopefully you enjoyed the video, guys. Thanks for watching. 8 out of 10 for Monday Night Raw, and goodbye.